No, as long as just waiting. I'm Janie from Messages from Heaven on YouTube. I'm sorry, Messages from Heaven by Janie on YouTube, and Messages from Heaven by Janie.net. Um, Here is Cody right here, who thinks these flowers are real, and I have to keep telling him no, they're not real, because when he eats them, he just throws up. He's a cat. Okay. What is it that we don't know? Most people don't realize that they were alive before, that they had previous lives. They also don't know what's going on politically, but with that's purposely being held back. But no one is purposely telling us we didn't live before. Maybe a little. People make fun of other people who say, "Yeah, I lived before, and I was so and so," or "I was the Queen of Sheba, I was Cleopatra." I was not Cleopatra. I was not the Queen of Sheba. But I'll tell you what, if you can do, if you're interested in who you were before, um, one of the things is that you notice, or you can notice, the nations about whom you're interested. I know I've always been interested in Haiti, been interested in Africa, um, Egypt, not so much Ireland, although I knew when I saw the name O'Sullivan, I was so shocked. I was like, I don't know what the word is, blasted. I was just totally shocked, and I don't know what. And I realized that my name had been John O'Sullivan, but I was lucky with that because on mm, I think every other life, I don't know what my name was. Um, I was able to ask my brother about I had seen myself dying on the um, on the platform of a subway, and I knew that it was Spain. Um, I don't know how I knew it was 1937. It was, and it was the only time that the Nazis bombed a subway station um, in what do you call it, Spain, and I died. I saw myself dying, felt myself dying, even though when you see yourself dying, it's that you're not really. But let me go back to the countries that you realize that maybe you lived there. When I was a little girl, I used to draw people all the time, and I was very interested in Egypt, and they taught us over and over about the what do you call it? The tombs, the all that stuff, King Tut, all those um, the Sphinx and stuff like that. I guess our teachers in Philadelphia, where I grew up in the 1950s, were fascinated by Egypt, and so blah 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 blah. So when I started studying that part of psychic phenomena, I realized, okay, I think I lived in Egypt, And that's why I drew those little people all the time. Was interested in that. And countries I felt strongly about. Well, like I said, if there's anything in the newspaper about Haiti, I read it. And when the American president was talking about people eating dogs and cats in a part of Pennsylvania, I wrote to them because I was really upset about it. I knew that no, that they were not doing that, but the point was I wanted to assure them that I and many other people did not believe that they would ever do that. And I thought it was a good thing to let them know. Um, I've done the same thing with Africa, talking to people there and just caring. But I also found that um, I'm very drawn to France, Spain. Um, I was an Inuit in above Alaska. I remembered that life. I remembered being a sailor and dying somewhere in one of the oceans. Um, and the good thing about that memory was that it made me not scared about dying because I saw what it was like, not scary at all. Um, I just opened my eyes and I was there. So, what I'm trying to say is, oh, here go. Wait a minute, Cody. Come on, get out of the way. All right, here he goes. Um, when you find yourself drawn to certain countries, it is that because you were a person who lived there. Um, that's it. And um, that's my point. It's easy. Uh, you may, if you are sensitive, you may find that if you meditate, that you see some of that life. Or you may realize that you did before. Oh no, wait a minute. Is he trying to eat the flowers from behind? Mm-hmm. Because he thinks I won't see him. So you know, he's checking out back there. Um, okay. I mean, that's about it. Um, their psychics say that there is such a thing as the Akashic records that has every record of every person in every life, future, past. And they have a very inexpensive class. I mean, it's $29, so it is for for those kinds of classes. It's very cheap. That teaches you how to do it. I found though that for me, I did not have to do the prayers, and I didn't have to do anything to access it. But it's a good exercise if you're interested. I learned a lot of stuff exists just by looking on YouTube or Google or whatever. You can. Um, if there's anything I can add as far as um, predictions, which I really don't have to, let's see. Okay, I have the time. Predictions. I I was told that something, some information was going to start coming out about the American president in July, and I saw uh, Sterling, who is a really good psychic on YouTube, talked about it. I don't know, maybe Saturday or Friday, and that led me to Anonymous, who actually had more information. what's what's coming out is that this New York State is investigating the tampering with the election um, computers in from 2024, and they're finding that very democratic states sometimes have zero votes for Harris, and it's highly unlikely that that was the case. So there's an investigation that has been going on for, I guess, maybe a few weeks, and we'll see what happens. Sterling says that it's going to come to fruition in the fall, September, October, and he will be pulled out. Let's see. We'll see. I don't know. I think I did ask when he would be gone, but I don't know that I was told when he would be gone. Um, I have to say that I'm surprised that there's still bombing going on in Gaza. For some reason, I thought it was done. I thought the whole thing, I thought that they were going um, to work for peace and that there was not any more, anything more to get out of bombing. I still feel that it isn't only Israel's responsibility to have um, somehow saved the people who were living or were in schools above the tunnels that Hamas built. These are terrorists. Um, I can see the terrorists will be the problem um, coming in a few years. I mean, it's actually happening now, but these are lone wolves in the United States. I don't see. Well, sometimes they are in other countries. I mean, there are terrible terrorist problems in Africa. Um, it feels as though in Haiti, because gangs have taken over, well, they're terrorizing the public, and for us to be sending the Haitians back to that country when they came here for safety, I think is horrible. I think it's inhuman. And it's pretty much the same thing for Pakistanis um, and for Indians, people from India who can work here and make a living. Why not? My dentist came here from India. My husband's kidney doctor came from India. They're wonderful. They, oh, also the doctor who found that my shoulder was broken is from India. You couldn't meet a more lovely person. Same thing with the dentist. Um, you have to be white to what to come here. It's really scary. Even for I know they're not going to pick me up. I'm an old white lady, but there are people I like who are from Mexico, other places who have color on their skin, not this beige. I hope that Mr. Trump is taken out. Poor man's sick. He's mentally, he's defective. He's got emotional, horrible emotional problems. Like, let him go home. Let him watch TV. Let him do arts and crafts. He could probably learn to knit and do a good job. Veterans need sweaters. He'll have a job. Okay, so I'm going to shut up now that I've described what Mr. Trump should do rather than presidenting, which he doesn't do well. Awful. Really, some guys are really great knitters. Could be a sewer too. Do a great job. Maybe. Probably sloppy as hell. Okay, so I hope you're having a lovely evening. Um, I'm going to go to bed and my cat will watch over me. Cats, by the way, and dogs can see spirits. Our animals do not ever leave us. They come from they come from the angelic realm. I'm not convinced that they are not angels. I really think they are like low level angels. I think they're wonderful. They teach us to love, to be loyal, to care. Who cares for you more than your dog? No matter what you do, that dog will love you. It's just how they are. They're wonderful. And usually we love them back. They're very good for us. Do you know there were studies done that say that when a dog sleeps with a human, we sleep better because our breathing somehow, I guess it probably picks up the same, like not speed, rhythm as the dogs. I don't think it works with cats, although with cats, it really helps with your blood pressure, and it does with dogs too. But the good thing about cats is they'll sit on your lap and you just da 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 da. It's very healthy. I mean, it's really good for us. Not if the cat had fleas, do what you have to do to make sure, because you would not be comfortable if the fleas were there. I was a kid when there was no medicine. And believe me, it is not funny. I remember sitting on the steps of our house, pulling fleas out of my bobby socks. That's how old I am. I'm from that generation when, you know, we wore bobby socks, and I did not have a skirt with a poodle on it, but I'm from that generation. Um, okay, that's really, I wish I could tell you that the fight will be over between Pakistan and the Bengali area. Now it's going to be a while before the, the anger and the frustration and all that is done. Um, we're supposed to have the aliens, the people from off Earth, are supposed to come with. I think a couple of years ago they said 5 years, so it should be maybe within 3 years. They're first going to have the 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 beings who were half alien and half human, um, because they're going to be the easiest for us to relate to. Well, their way of seeing life is different from ours, and it's not religious. I think they would appreciate Buddha and the philosophers, the wonderful philosophers that we've had, but the religion, no, because they don't do it. So maybe that will help, because the religious fanatics are really our problem, and they are the terrorists too. You don't see people who aren't religious being terrorists. They're nuts for an ideal. Everybody should be whatever it is that they are. We're not supposed to. We're supposed to learn on Earth, and it's an individual thing. We have to learn what we need to learn, not what they tell us to learn. And it's unique. We each are individual, unique There has never been another human like you, like me. There have never, has never been, there will never be another human like you. So appreciate yourself. Know that you're here to learn. Um, do what makes you like yourself, what makes you love yourself. Work to love yourself and then do it because that's what we're supposed to do. And here comes Cody again. That's my cat. Have a lovely evening. Thank you for watching. Thank you. And good night. Beep. Ah, here it is. Okay.